Hello, all you hardcores. Backed by popular demand, Sean from Humberside. How are you doing, Sean?
Really good, thank you, Porky. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just I want to try something a little bit different today, and I think you're just the man. The trainer's cut, untold boxing money secrets. Obviously, I don't know certain trainers in boxing. I'm not going to mention everybody's name, but do you think trainers get a raw deal, Sean?
But that managers, promoters, hangers on, and teams get, and a trainer's typically getting what, 10% of that cut. So you could spend a year training a fighter to turn over, and his first person might be 500 quid. You've earned 50 quid for that year. And obviously, when it increases, but they're still getting less than what a Sam Jones,
Yeah.
what an in-house PR machine, a hanger on, or a promoter who might be doing diddly squat. So yeah, I think they do get a raw deal, as well as the fact that they rarely have a contract and they get dropped and even if they do, they seem to get dropped at the drop of a hat.
Well, a trainer, right? How can I explain it here? This is how I look at it, Sean. A trainer like Brendan Ingle once said, you could have somebody 3 or 4 year and they're going through that novice phase and you're getting nothing. And then you get somebody like Sam Jones who comes and whispers in their ear hole and gets stuck up their arsehole at the same time. Or he's going around telling tales that that trainer's no good and that. And before you know where you are, the trainers down the road have to put in 3, 4 years. And I mean, look at Chris Smedley. He had Liam Cameron from age of 9, stood by him through his ban and that, started getting weight off him in gym and all that. And before you know where you are, went running to Grant Smith.
It's symptomatic of that lack of loyalty. Boxers always talk about the lack of loyalty from promoters and everyone else, but they're as bad, if not worse, the way they do drop trainers, and they're always to blame for a loss. It's never the fact that the better man won, or they didn't put enough in, or the fact they just lost a fight. It's always the trainer's fault, which is what we've just seen with the likes of Don Charles and others, and even people like Cameron Wrong, who had not had a loss but as good as, and he's jumped ship. So yeah, they always migrate increasingly towards Ben Davidson. But yeah, it's not new. Like I say, it's been around since before Naz's era when they dump the not the hand that fed them, but the hand that guided them. So yeah, they lack loyalty and a little bit short-sighted. And when the likes of Sam Jones are in their ears whispering, sadly they seem to listen because they're not always that wise, if not bright.
Do you feel that? I feel it was Sam Jones's fault. And I'm not saying this because I don't get on with him. I don't really know him that, to be honest. But do you feel that Sam Jones stuck the knife in on Dubois and wanted a new start for him? Because the manager obviously overrules everybody. But in this case, I'm not sure if he is the manager. And I just think the promoters are pulling strings. What do you think? Do you think it's him that got rid of Don Charles? Because the word is he stuck the knife in.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Porky, when you say you think the promoter's pulling the strings. Sam Jones is a promoter's dream because he manages without managing. What he
Yeah.
really does is he does the bidding of the promoters. He's there. He's almost like the in-house go-to apparatchik for a promoter because he's a weak manager and a weak man. I've never met him. I think I bought a used Metro off him once when he was selling cars, or it might have been someone else. But yeah, he's whether he's a manager or not, he's a needle in the ear, isn't he, with his dulcet Derby tones waffling that they can do better elsewhere and guide them along because despite being extremely tough physically, some of them mentally aren't too strong, these boxers, and follow the little Pied Pipers like Sam, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, that's what happens. But like I said, for me, he don't do it for me. But because what I've heard behind the scenes, he's telling tales all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Sam's the geek that was hanging around with the bigger boys at school doing the bidding, and he's doing it now in the boxing sport. Um, I'm not sure what he brings to the table. He says he's the voice of the boxers and stuff. Well, that's just a hype man. That's not a manager. But yeah, and I bet he's getting a bigger cut than the trainers do as well for far less, other than talking drivel at press conferences.
Yeah, yeah, I see where you're coming from. But could you imagine tales he'll be telling behind the scenes?
Oh God, yeah, it'd be like a knitting, a meet and a grandmother's the stuff he'll be telling. Yeah, there'll be half truth spinning, and he'll be feeding lines that the promoters want him to because he's got a relationship with them. Like I say, the likes of him and Lee Eaton, they'll all be doing it. They'll all be doing it. At least Lee's an actual manager, whatever you think of him, but and does has done a little bit of management, although he's now a Queensbury PR machine. But yeah, though, but I couldn't. I would love to be a fly on the wall in some of those conversations with the likes of Sam and Cal.
Yeah, okay. To be fair to Froch, he's had some stick off social media the last few years, but he paid McCracken way through. You know what I mean? 10%.
And like I say, some of Froch's latest endeavours aren't ones I support. But like I say, you can't knock him. And who did he take with him when he got entered into the International Boxing Hall of Fame? He took McCracken. And I bet that loyalty is rare, isn't it? Which is why we remember it, because it is so rare. There's not many boxers that stay with the same trainer throughout the whole of their career. And he's done one. Despite losses, he didn't say it was McCracken's fault he lost to Kessler. Didn't say it was McCracken's fault that he got put down in fights. He stuck with him because he knew he had the right trainer, and it was sometimes didn't get the rub of the green. Sometimes he got beat by the better man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what do you think's the answer then, really, for this situation with trainers and blah blah blah? Do you think fighters should be a little bit more loyal than you win together, you lose together?
Absolutely, but it's the whole culture of boxing. It's short term, isn't it? The promoters plan for two fights. The managers don't care about them or drop them. Um, but yeah, the promoters don't seem to have. I mean, sorry, the managers, the trainers rather, don't seem to have any rights. I'm not sure if there's a legal or a contractual solution to it. I suspect not with the way that boxing's governed, because that's not there from the roots up to the very top. I don't know what the solution is. Just know it's a very sad state of affairs. I just wish boxers would learn from some of the mistakes others have made, because when they do leave that trainer, very rarely is it the panacea for all ills, and they just recycle them. How many trainers has Joshua been through? None of those trainers were the reason for his problems, starting from the first trainer he left in McCracken.
Yeah, yeah. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's a criminal. Look how many trainers he's had, Joshua now.
Was he with Sims or Tibbs for a bit briefly, even as sort of
Joshua, wait,
co-trainer?
Tony
Yeah,
Sim, McCracken,
Sims.
Joby
Yeah.
Clayton, Angel Hernandez. Then he went Garcia. Who would it after Garcia?
Is it
Angel,
Ben? Is it?
eh?
Did he have? Did he even? Yeah.
Derek James, Derek James. Ben
Yeah.
Davidson's his seventh trainer.
And will he be his last? I suspect so, because he's on cash out time, isn't he? But yeah, seven trainers. They're not the reason for why he got banjoed. They're not the reason why he lost. The reason why he's got fundamental flaws in his boxing style. They're not. They're not. Because if seven people can't solve it, then the issue lies with the boxer. And if he's the one who made decisions to do things like stop doing road work and the things, not no trainer would have advised that. The issues with the boxer, but no boxer wants to admit that the flaws are them. They've either not listened or they've not got it, have they? It's easy to blame someone else. I think it's fundamental to human nature. We want to blame someone else, but it's not something I'd have done. He says, having never stepped in the ring.
It's a bit like the Smiths, isn't it? Callum Smith getting beat by Canelo. First you're angry, then you're upset, then you look to blame somebody. And
Yeah, it's like
you know where you are. Joe G's going to get blamed, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like those seven stages of grief. But yeah, Joe's had it done to him as well. For someone like a person with actual integrity who advocates for his boxers, look how brilliant he's been with Jonas and stuff and fighting for her. Um, but the promoters don't like it, and that's why the managers get in their ears about, oh, he's not liked, and they'll try and shepherd him away to someone that's more acquiescent in what the managers and increasingly the promoters want to do. But yeah, we need more Joe G's and more McCrackens and less boxers that just don't listen or care because they're fundamentally selfish. I get it's a selfish sport; they're punching for pay, but it'll only serve them badly in the long run.
Yeah, all right, well, mate, let me tell you. It absolutely will. Mikey Talon fights tonight against Christian Robles on a show at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Joe's out there. Turkey's out there. You've just seen a picture he's sent me of him in Turkey. It's looking well, aren't they? He looks well, Joe, doesn't he?
He does. If any, there's nobody who deserves good health and a long life than Joe. It's fantastic. He's one of my favourite people in boxing. And yeah, if the likes of Talon stick with him, that'd be my only advice: is stick with Joe, because you're not going to get anyone who's more informed, more knowledgeable, more honest, and cares about the boxers, are you?
Who can get you on a big show as well.
Absolutely. Going to a former MTK performance centre to be trained by someone else is never going to be a solution. So I hope I hope someone like Mikey continues to stay because that loyalty gets repaid, doesn't it?
Oh,
Where
without a
your
shadow
trainer's
of a doubt,
concerned.
mate. Without
Yeah.
a shadow of a doubt. That's about it. Do you want to go on to the next part two, Sean?
I'm looking forward to it. See you in a mo.
Part two in about 2 minutes.
Happy days.
Hey, thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to click on the link pinned up in the comments section. It'll take you straight to our sponsors, Human Nutrients. Go treat yourself. Go have a look at the website. Remember, health is wealth. Robin Reed always used to say that to me. Big shout out to Robin Reed. Hope you're well. Give me a ring. That's about it, really. Go on, booyaka. Peace out.